How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and we are back with more Braves baseball here on the channel. We start our three-game set in Colorado, and yes, we are back to my voiceovers. I decided I'm going to give it a try again because I'm just still trying to experiment and kind of see what I want to do. So we take on the Colorado Rockies. We are both sitting at 14 and 18. The Rockies have lost 3 straight to the Cincinnati Reds, who have won their last 9, so the Reds are red hot. And the Rockies were held to just 6 runs in their 3-game set. Now, the Rockies are not nearly as bad as they seem, but they are missing a couple of key pieces. Strider and Riley for us are still out, but they will be back within a couple of days. And the Rockies are missing Edward Julian, who has a fractured shin, and then Hunter Goodman, who has a dislocated ankle. Both are out for an extended period of time. Julian should be back by June, and Goodman's out probably for the rest of the year. So that really stinks for Colorado. But what does not stink is who they're sitting out on the mound. Tomoyuki Sugano is making his 7th start, and he is 3-1 with a 2.78 and a 1.21 whip. Walk percentage is at 6.7, but he is looking great. So the Reds have won 10 games in a row, speaking of, right down there. And Ronald Acuna Jr. grounds out to third. Something to note with our lineup tonight is we are playing a bunch of bench players. Baldwin is DHing, Sean Murphy getting the start. Wisely is at third, Farmer is at short, Yastrzemski gets the start back in left, and Dubon is out in center. So outfield defense, probably a little bit of a head scratcher here in game 1, but Michael Harris and even Acuna need days off. Here's Matt Olson. He has a 12-game hit streak on the line. He had homered in 4 of his last 5 games, I should say, but he did end that streak against the Tigers in Thursday's game. However, hit is alive and well once again. A home run to straightaway right field, way up into the upper deck. That extends the hit streak, and that gets him into double digits in home run. He leads the Braves with 10, and that is an early 1-0 lead. But it is Coors, so maybe don't get too excited about that. The DH, Drake Baldwin, getting a night off from behind the plate. He puts a charge into that one into left center. That's going to be off the wall and over for a ground rule double. Ozzie gets called looking at a nasty up and in fastball from Sugano. Strike 3, 2 men out. Brett Wisely looks at strike 3 and is down looking. So the Braves only have 1, but we'll see what Schwelly can do. He has really struggled. And 1's not going to be enough already. It's Coors after all, but hopefully it is a sign of things to come. And here is Spencer Schwellenbach. 6 starts this season, and they do not look great. The whip is low because of the low walks. 43 strikeouts, which is nice, but that ERA is above 5, and that is not what you like to see. Tyler Freeman leading the ball game off with a base hit. Here's Mickey Moniak. He is hitting .306 to start the season, and he has had a hot first month of April. 4 home runs, 13 driven in with the 300 average. Or above 300, I should say. And that's hit hard. Diving try by Wisely, but he has nowhere to go as Moniak is going to get there. Josh Beck, the DH, says, "Welcome to Coors, as there is no doubt about that." Into the batter's eye out there in straightaway center field. And that's Coors Field for you. His 4th homer of the season. And the Rockies are up 3-1. Not great for Schwelly. He has had some struggles. He will continue there with a hard hit ground ball, but that will be an out. And here's Brennan Doyle. He and Tovar have been kind of slow or sluggish as of lately, but they are no easy outs. But they do make outs 1 and 2. Willie Castro, picked up in free agency by the Rocks, will fly out to Acuna to end the inning. So, something is to note here around the league. Your players of the month were Juan Soto and Bobby Witt. Pitchers of the month was Garrett Crochet. And I can't remember who the NL1 was. NL1 was. Rookies of the month were Chase DeLauder. And shoot, the NL1 escapes me. But if I can remember, I'll make sure to look it up at the end of the video. But I just saw that on the little pre-game storylines. So Kyle McCann was down 0-2, called strike 3, but decided to challenge, and it was overturned, and then promptly pulls that into right field for extra bases. So ABS working out in Colorado's favor, and the leadoff man is on with his 3rd double of the season. He, of course, is playing for the injured Hunter Goodman. And that's a ground ball up the middle for Jake McCarthy, and here comes the throw home, and it's a little offline. He had to play, but McCarthy drives him in. He's safe. It's 4-1. Troy Johnson gets in on the action. McCarthy has some wheels, but he will be stopped at second. And the lineup card will flip over for Tyler Freeman. He had a base hit to start the game. He will fly out to Dubon. McCarthy tags. Not going to be stopped. Runners at the corners with the 1-man out. There's a ball in the dirt, which is going to allow the runner to move up to second, and there goes the double play. Moniak had a single his first time up. He will fly out to Dubon in center. He's been busy this half inning. McCarthy will tag with ease. It is a 5-1 Rockies lead. Not a great start for Schwelly at all. Moniak with the sac fly, and here is Beck. Had a 3-run blast his first time up, and y'all, we are only in the bottom of the 2nd. Beck decides, hey, I want to challenge that. Call overturned. It's ball 1. Rockies keep their challenges. 34th pitch of the night for Schwelly. That's called the ball. Schwelly isn't happy. Baldwin decides, hey, Murphy decides, hey, I'll challenge. So back-to-back challenges, and that is indeed a ball. Braves lose one of their challenges. So it's 2-0. Hitter's count. We already homered. That's a strike. He's like, no, let's challenge again. 3rd consecutive challenge, and it is overturned. It is a ball 3. Do we challenge the 4th pitch just for shits and giggles? That's a strike. We won't challenge it. 3-1. Ball 4, missed high. And Beck walks to load the bases for Ezequiel Tovar. I guess it wasn't loading the bases. It was for runners at first and second. Regardless, Shelley gets out of it, but the floodgates have opened in Colorado, and things aren't looking so hot. Seguno gets Albies to strike out, but it rolled all the way to the backstop, so we'll take a base runner any way we can get it. We got to get on the board here. Sean Murphy, haven't seen him much, and he's going to roll one up the middle for a base hit. Ozzie will hold at second, runners at first and second with 1 man down. Braves trying to climb back in this one. Kyle Farmer getting the start at short today. He's a former Rocky, I think. Runner is coming around to score. Here's Ozzie, the tag from McCann. He gets him. What a play. What a tag. Able to get him before he crosses home plate. And the Braves will have to try again. Yaz grounds out to shortstop to end the inning. Braves fail to score. And it's still 5-1. Yastrzemski is struggling. He had that really hot first couple weeks of the season, and he has been radio silent ever since. That is hit into the gap. That was hit hard by Mickey Moniak. That's going to make it 6-1. It is going to roll all the way into the triangle. Moniak is all the way around third. And before the throw gets to the cutoff man, here's the play at the plate. He is safe, and it's an inside the park home run for Mickey Moniak. He just continues to hit. It's 7-1. We go to the 6th. Ozzie with a drive to right off the wall. He'll play it in on a hop. and it's a double for Ozzy. His 10th of the season. Murphy goes into left field, yanks that over the third baseman's head. Here's Ozzy trying again to score, and he will this time. An RBI base hit for Sean Murphy. And the Braves chip away 7-2. Kyle Farmer hits that one to the second baseman. He can't field it cleanly. Farmer's going to reach. So that is going to be a base hit against Tyler Freeman. That makes sense. I mean, it's not like he misplayed it. He just stopped it. Here's Yastrzemski. He was in a very similar spot in the fourth and grounded out to Tyler Freeman, I believe. It's funny what you forget in like 30 seconds. Late on the fastball. And this is Keegan Thompson. So Saguna is out of the game, which is great because when I saw you could throw a splitter, I was like, it's over for us. And that was not great either, and the Braves failed to add on. McCarthy's going to bunt for a base hit to lead off the sixth. I told myself this is Schwellenbach's game to pitch. He's going as long as I can feasibly allow it. And Yastrzemski will play that one as it hops in front of him. Runners at the corners. As the lineup flips over, Joe Jimenez is going to come down, and I mean, we're just bringing him in because I want to lower that ERA. Coors may not be the place to do it, but righties just hitting 240s. Lefties, they're hitting 450, but he's got a few righties to work through. Ground ball, speaking of a right-handed hitter, and Tyler Freeman is going to ground out to a double play. The run will score, though. It's 8-2. And Moniak will ground out to end the inning. So a couple of ground outs for Jimenez. Y'all, this one just only got worse before it got any better. It didn't really even get better. Rockies take game one 12-3. So, yeah. I didn't feel like this first game was already coming to the 12-minute mark. I was like, we're just going to cut the rest of this out. 18 hits for the Rockies. That's bad. Schwellenbach gets his 5th loss. I'm not really sure what to do with him, honestly. I don't really want to send him down, but, you know, whatever. We'll see what we do. We've got some players to bring back. Austin Riley is no longer injured and is off the IL. We will bring him back. He will slide into the cleanup spot. And then Spencer Strider is also back from his injury, and he will slide into the number 5 spot. And there's a reason Spencer Strider is moving into the 5 spot. It's not just because I want to give him a little bit of extra rest or even really give him the start today, but there was a very particular reason, and that reason is we have made a blockbuster trade here to start the month of May, and I just couldn't say no to this. The Red Sox have been eyeing Ronaldo Lopez and Sean Murphy since the start of the season, and they sent me an offer that I could not refuse. So we're gonna get Franklin Arias, Connolly Early, and Kyson Witherspoon for Ronaldo Lopez and Sean Murphy. Let me talk you through this. First of all, Arias is a shortstop with 64 overall and beat potential. 15th ranked shortstop in the top 100. He becomes our number one prospect, or not our number one prospect. He was the Red Sox number one prospect. Kyson Witherspoon was their number 2. He's in 45th in the top 100, another pitching prospect for us. And then Connolly Early is just a guy who can pitch in the rotation today, who can replace Raylo's spot. That's why Strider, had to move down to the 5th spot because Connolly Early would normally take it, but he pitched a couple of days ago, so he's recovering. Now, Raylo has 2 more years, $10 million on his deal, and we were under budget anyways, in the negative, so I needed to move on from him. And he's hot right now, but I'm starting to notice a decline. He's having to really work for his outs and innings pitched. So I figured, well, let's just sell now while he's hot, because clearly this team just isn't in a spot right now to be, performing well. You know, we're still in a wild card hunt, sure, but I just I'm not feeling it with this team. So I did that. And what really kind of set this apart is the Red Sox are urgent, in need of a catcher. With Narvaez out for a while, Connor Wong is a 67 overall. They need someone who can play today while also giving Connor Wong some reps early. So we do downgrade at catcher in a sense because now Drake Baldwin is our only catcher. Jonah Heim will come up. He was hitting like 290 in AAA, and he's a 71 overall, so he's fine as a backup catcher. And we definitely get some money off the books. Our budget was negative $3 million. I know it says $440K right now, but our new budget is $18 million. That'll help us in the off season. You never know what we can go after now that we've made that deal. And some people fire their managers in April and early May, looking at you, Red Sox and Phillies. But you know what? I go for the blockbuster trade. So looking at our top prospects, I know we talked about this a little bit before, but let's just take a look for yourself. That Arias does indeed become our number one prospect. Cam Caminiti is still our second best. Then we got Kyson Witherspoon, J.R. Ritchie, and Tate Southsign as our top five. Connolly Early is even our number 6. So there's that, but he's going to be pitching today. Not today, but this year anyways. So already our farm system is improved. Now, obviously, Early will pitch now, but our pitching is going to take a massive hit. Raylo was going to eat some innings, maybe not as many innings as I'd like, but now we're relying on our young guys. That means we're going to see more Schwellenbach. He's going to have to improve. We're going to let Joey Wentz get a couple of starts because he's out of options, and I want to see how Daysbel Hernandez does out of the bullpen before I, decide what to do in AAA. So AJ Smith-Shawver did get sent down in the corresponding roster move, as well as Leonardo Rivas. Y'all know I love Rivas, but he wasn't hitting. I mean, when he did hit, he hit for power, but he wasn't hitting enough to really keep him up when Brett Wisely can hit and play better defense than Rivas can. But God forbid any injury, Rivas and Smith-Shawver are the first to come up. So that is our roster moves. Now let's jump into Game 2 as we welcome back Spencer Strider from the injured list. All right. Back here in Game 2 in Colorado after making our big trades. And the Braves are looking to bounce back here. Offense has been kind of abysmal this past month, really, and they're hoping that with Austin Riley coming back from his fractured hand, that he will be a force to be reckoned with. Sliding into the 3 spot against the lefties, we might move him to the cleanup spot. I'm not really sure. I just kind of let the CPU take care of that. But Kyle Freeland is on the mound tonight for the Rockies, and he looked great in his last start against the Mets. He went 7, gave up just a run on a solo shot, and ended up getting no decision. So that was his last start. His first 4, he's gone 3-1, and his numbers look pretty good for someone in Colorado. So he is their ace, and he's looking like their ace to start the season. Acuna doesn't like that pitch, and he makes a good call to challenge, as that is overturned. Acuna with a hitter's count. Like I said, Austin Riley is back. So is Spencer Strider after getting a shoulder strain, and he is opposing Kyle Freeland. 3-0 count to Ronald, as that last pitch was not close. There's a get me over strike, a sweeper at the top of the zone. Cunha might want that one back. We'll see how this at bat progresses. 3-1. Ooh, that's a good pitch at the knees, and it's full. 3-2. That one, I feel like we could have challenged it. Fouled it back. Working Acuna in so far. Not wanting to miss over the plate.
Take your base.
And that pitch just misses for ball 4, so the Braves have their leadoff man on for Matt Olson. So Matt Olson, he has a 13-game hit streak, and he is hoping to improve it, but he won't do it there as he swings and misses at the high fastball. And Acuna gets thrown out by Kyle McCann. So bases are now empty with 2 men out for Austin Riley. Big cut on that pitch right over the heart of the plate from Freeland. He is lucky to get away with that one. But he is ahead of Riley 0-1. Knuckle curve right down the middle. Riley may be thinking fastball, first pitch. That sweeper misses outside. Riley has struggled, I'm sure, as many of us know. If you follow the Braves, he's really struggled in real life. But he is really hoping to turn it around. And he's in a hitter's count in the driver's seat against Freeland. 2-1. 2 outs, no one on. Top first. Riley gets a hold of that fastball into the gap, and he is going to have extra bases to start his season. Welcome back, Austin Riley. A 2-out double. If Acuna would have stayed at first, he may have scored on the play, but we'll have to settle for the double. Baldwin looking to bring him home and get the Braves out to an early 1-0 lead. He gets jammed on the high fastball, flies out to McCarthy in left, and nothing doing for the Braves. But good to see Austin Riley making some solid contact. So, like I said, Spencer Strider is going to be on the mound for the Braves, and he's had a bit of a rough start. You'll see the numbers before he had his shoulder strain. Maybe the rough numbers come from the shoulder issue, but there you see ERA at 6, WHIP at 1.3, and again, our pitchers' WHIPs are going to be a lot lower than maybe someone who also has similar numbers. Because we don't really walk that many people playing every game, but so I'm not really thinking that's much of a reliable stat, so to speak. Tyler Freeman leading off the game, and he has a 10-game hit streak. Takes a strike from Strider, 0-1. Hit hard, but a leaping grab from Matt Olson saves a hit. And that makes me a little bit nervous. Rockies lineup is the same as it was in Game 1. Willie Castro is the highlighted player. He has been hitting quite well. Rockies are 11th in the NL in runs, which seems a little bit low for a team that plays 81 home games in Coors, but I would imagine they probably start a lot on the road because of the unpredictability of Denver weather in the early seasons. And that is not good. The trainer is out and is heading to examining the hand of Spencer Strider. He will have to come out of the game. So 3 pitches and Strider's hurt, and our bullpen is about to get taxed. Desbel Hernandez comes in, and he was just called up in our latest roster moves. Oh, that's tough. Hopefully nothing crazy for Strider. Maybe some stiffness still in that arm, or he had the shoulder stiffness or strain. But that is not ideal. And you just kind of feel bad for the guy. It's kind of like in real life. Like Sean Murphy just came back in real life for the Braves as I'm recording this in late May. And then, like, second game in, just fractures his middle finger and on the IL again. And then the Braves had to go sign Sandy Leon because they designated Jonah Heim. So, just some bad luck. Hernandez gets the punch out. And we're looking to get some innings out of Desbel. Grounded to Kyle Farmer playing at second base for Ozzie. And that'll end the inning. So not an ideal start. Riley's having a good start, but Strider back on the IL, it possibly seems. We'll find out.
Farmer.
Here's Kyle Farmer. Getting some playing time versus the lefty. Why not? And Farmer says, hey, wait a minute. I can hit the ball. I need to stay in, coach. And that's to left field. Few rows deep, 4,500 feet. And that is just his third of the year, but he did homer in last night's game as well. So Kyle Farmer is enjoying the Coors effect. And I swear, y'all, I swear he was a former Rocky, but I don't know. All right, Rockies trying to answer back here as Ezekiel Tovar splits the gap, and he is trying to get his season back on track here as we are 30-plus games into the year. That pitch hits Brennan Doyle, and Willie Castro, highlighted there in the Rockies lineup screen, is going to ground that up the middle. Farmer can't make the diving play. Tovar is around third. He will score. Rockies tie it up. Runners up the corners now with no one out. And, of course, what's Desbel going to do? Like, he's got to pitch it because we don't have our bullpen's tired. And this is just game 2. Farmer tries to go to second for one, he will, and actually get the double play. So a nice 4-6-3. But the Rockies do take a 2-1 lead. Jake McCarthy strikes out swinging to end the inning and stop the bleeding. Not ideal, but it is what it is. We play on. Bottom third. Tyler Freeman goes to left field, and it is gone. A couple of rows deep for Freeman. That's 11 games in for his hit streak. His 4th homer of the season, and the Rockies add on. The Rockies are just like pissed off, I guess. They were like, oh, we got held to just 6 runs against a red-hot Cincinnati as Riley connects for his first home run of the season. That's to left field. And it is gone. Braves are within 1. So 2 for 2 for Austin Riley, 2 extra base hits. That's what we like to see. Hopefully that keeps going. But as I was saying, the Rockies are just mad because the Reds, who were red hot, held them to just 6 runs in their last series, and they're like, well, we can show people we can score. Because when Jake McCarthy does things like this, I mean, if he just taps it in front of the infield, like, it's a base hit. And then he's got so much speed that he can easily go first to third on a base hit like that. And then if the throw goes wild, well, you might as well score. So McCarthy comes all the way around from first to score. It's 4-2 as the Rockies are back within 2, or back ahead 2, and the wheels on the bus are just going to fall off. That's grounded weakly. That gets, not past him. He gets the out, but still, that was close. Tyler Kinley is in now as we're in the bottom of the 5th, and that's off of him. He's okay. But again, just these balls aren't necessarily hit hard, as Riley tries to throw to second to get the out, but didn't realize the hit and run was on, so he still gets the out at first, but the run will score. But anyways, it's just that the Rockies are just taking advantage of some bad luck, and that gets past Kyle Farmer, 6-2. Finally gets an out there, the 3rd out, and it's again opened up. Matt Olson trying to get his 13-game hit streak extended. He hits that one high and deep to right field. Doyle calls off the right fielder and makes the running catch. Austin Riley is a perfect 2 for 2, but he is going to swing and miss at the curve. That's Freeland's 6th strikeout, and things are looking bleak.
Number 72.
Here's Ian Hamilton. That 0 ERA, he's trying to make it through the road trip here, at least through Coors, and that is yanked. Kyle McCann. Who is this guy? And why is he hitting so well? He is going to round second and go to third because he hit it in the triangle. And the catcher has a triple. We can't let that happen. And he's going to get a ground ball, Hamilton is, but that will score McCann, and there goes that 0 ERA. So he couldn't make it out of Coors. I should have just kept him out. We go to the 7th now. Freeland is still in the game because he's a 5-run lead with 2 outs. Farmer homered his first time up, and he's going to homer again to straightaway left field. 3rd home run of the series, 2nd of the ball game. Similar spot to where Tyler Freeman hit his, and this 4th homer of the season for Kyle Farmer doesn't really help the Braves out much. I mean, it gives them a run, I guess, but, you know, good for Kyle Farmer, I guess, but we're going to end up losing that one 8-3. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Rockies take the series. We're going to try to avoid the sweep. And Spencer Strider's update is he's just day-to-day, so we'll try to go through the rotation, see if he gets healed up by the time it is time for him to pitch again, and we'll go from there. So let's check out scouting before we jump into Sunday's game. My plan with scouting is to really just kind of show you guys maybe once a month. I just don't feel like I'm very good at scouting, and I think the game has honestly made it a little bit more difficult with prospects being not as highly rated for the longevity of franchises. But anyways, we did finish a couple of profiles this week. Greg Smith is a 3rd baseman, and he was ranked 8th on MLB's board, but he has fallen to 25th on our board. And he might have decent, basic contact skills, but For a third baseman to not hit for power and to not really be as good at fielding, I could see him maybe being more of a second baseman, and again, low durability projected as well. I just don't love it, honestly. I think he is, and he's 18 too, so I just think he's not a top 10 pick. So we're going to move on from Greg Smith. Next prospect is Carlos Cabrera. We started looking at him right at the beginning of scouting. Wasn't impressed with what our scouts brought back, but we went ahead and just finished it up because he is the only shortstop in the top 40 of draft picks. So as you can see, he's fallen down our board to 24th, and it says he has a pretty high potential, possibly at 89. I just don't really think that's true. Maybe there's room for him to grow in the bat, but I think what you see is what you're going to get. And I can't remember how old he is. I want to say he's 18 because it took us a while to scout him fully, but I think he's definitely going to be a C potential, kind of low floor, or high floor, low ceiling kind of guy. Like, what you see is what you get. And if we had a later first round, like if he's later in the draft, if he falls, we might pick him up. I've seen in other people's franchises that the CPU kind of doesn't stick with MLB's rankings either. And so, regardless, I've kind of accepted that for our first top 10 pick, we're not going to find a bat. It's just not possible. There's a left fielder, Ruben Gonzalez, that we might look at picking up if he falls to us, but I mean, it's going to probably be a pitcher, and that's kind of a shame because we have a plethora of pitchers, but it is what it is, right? You just kind of play with the cards you're dealt, and I feel a little bit better with the Sean Murphy deal to the Red Sox, because Arias, while he's not going to help us out today, he could help us out in a year or something. Like we have pieces at short, so it's not really as much of a concern as it would have been before that trade. But it is kind of just disappointing that there's not really any decent bats in areas that we were looking at. Like, there's a couple of first basemen and catchers, but we don't need those, so I'm not really worried about it. I want to scout based off of need, and I'm notoriously bad at scouting and drafting, especially since they changed up the system. Y'all just go watch my older franchises. It's really embarrassing, actually. But anyways, let's just finish up with scouting by taking a look at kind of our game plan for the rest of the way, for at least the next week. Alright, so looking into the week ahead as we continue wrapping up scouting, it's that we are going to have we're going to look at Ruben Gonzalez. He is a left fielder. He is projected to go 26th, which, isn't great, but, he can at least hit, and he's young. So maybe he can kind of jump up our board. I don't know. I like to scout for position players. I just want to see what I can find. We're going to send one of our scouts out to discover infielders, because why not just keep looking? You just never know. We didn't find any last week, so I'm really hoping moving over to the Central we find something. It's crazy that there were no international infielders to scout or discover, but whatever. And then we are going to send Annie to look at pitchers in the Central region, try to scout some of those. We'll kind of revert back to that old tactic. I don't know how well it'll work, but that's the game plan with scouting. Now let's get into Game 3 of the Rockies and try to avoid a sweep. So before we kind of get into the action of Game 3, something I am very curious about that I wonder if y'all notice. So, okay, around the league, the Yankees just won their 8th game. So the Reds are on a 9-game winning streak. Now the Yankees are on an 8-game winning streak, and I think the Cubs are on a winning streak too. I just feel like I don't see that around baseball all that much. So I don't know. What do y'all notice? Am I just not following the sport as closely as maybe I used to? I mean, I know that's the case, but I didn't think all these teams, if one team's not winning 10 plus games, then someone else is. There's always a team on a really long winning streak in this game, and so it was the Reds when we started this video, but then they lost. And yes, now it's the Yankees and also the Cubs. So I don't get it. I guess, why can't some of that good luck come our way? But anyways, we start Game 3, and Michael Lorenzen is on the mound. He's a former Red. and he hit a few home runs when pitchers hit. So interesting little piece there. Brushes Ozzy off the plate. Braves just trying anything to not get swept out in Coors. They are looking for some kind of light.
Ball.
Ozzy takes a ball inside, 2-1. Hitters count.
3.
And he looks at strike 3 in the knees. So, not a great start. Joey Wentz is going to get the chance to make a start. There you see his bullpen numbers. He's more of our long relief kind of guy, so he's used to going a few innings. And we're just trying to kind of figure out this rotation with the youngsters struggling and Raylo being traded earlier in the episode. So Joey Wentz is getting a chance to kind of see what he's got. Tyler Freeman climbs in. Homered last night, looking to extend that 11-game hitting streak. And here's the first pitch of the ball game for Wentz. Freeman hits it high, hits it deep, hits it gone. Into left field. Second home run in as many games. That's his 5th of the season, and it is a 1-0 Colorado lead. He extends his hit streak, 12 games for Freeman, and the Braves are just looking to get out of Coors, but they can't get out quite yet. Chaos is going to unfold here at Coors today. Here's Beck. He is going to get a base hit with 2 outs in the 5th. Jordan Beck has had himself a good series, like so many of these Rockies hitters. I mean, everybody in this lineup has had a good series, and there's another gapper. This one off the bat of Tovar. He looks like he's starting to turn his season around and heat up in May, and it's a 2-0 Rockies lead. We always seem to do bad against these, quote-unquote bad teams, but anyways, that's a base hit into left field. It's past Riley. There's a 3rd run, and it's just not looking great. I mean, we're not hitting, but they are, and they get these bloop hits too in this game, and it's just beyond frustrating. Tyler Freeman drives in a run. It's 4-2 now. His 2nd RBI of the game, his 2nd hit of the game, and Brennan Doyle gets in on the fun. 5-2. Joey Wentz is just gonna have to take it, man. We just don't, with Strider's injury yesterday, we just don't have the capacity to, get him out of it. So he's just going to take it on the chin, 6-0. Willie Castro goes to left on a line drive shot. And the Rockies have opened it up 9-0. And we're not even out of the bottom of the 2nd. This is demoralizing almost. I mean, it's just upsetting. 2 on, 2 out for Baldwin, or 1 out for Baldwin. He hits it high and deep to right field, and the Braves get on the board. Here it is a 3-run blast for Drake Baldwin, and it is a 6-run deficit now. 3rd of the season for Drake. I know he's not really hitting for a lot of power, and he's not really hitting all that much. He's hitting some doubles, but his OPS is like 660 something, or maybe even 640 something. And he, but I like what he has to, I like how hard he hits the ball. He has good, it seems like good exit velocity. So Baldwin is just not, he's doing fine, but his numbers may not his numbers may have you think otherwise. Yastrzemski goes deep, and it is a 5-run deficit as the Braves look to chip away a solo shot. Braves have hit the ball out of the ballpark, but all for solos. Ha-Seong Kim gets in on the home run party. That's off the foul pole. And it is a 4-run deficit. Kim is just struggling mightily. He's not someone that I'm really impressed with in the first month of the season. That's just his 2nd home run. Not that I expect him to really hit the cover off the ball, but defensively he's really struggled. I could see why Tampa waived him. But he gets a hold of one here. So the Braves are back in it, but Joey Wentz has 2 on, no one out for the number 7 hitter. I can't even read that. My screen's a little blurry, but it scores a run. So it's back to a 4-run deficit. Here is Mauricio Dubon in the 6th. He is going to lead off the half inning with a base hit up the middle. He's another guy who's kind of a super utility guy, giving Acuna the day off today, but he gets on. 2 on, 1 on, 2 out, and Ha-Seong Kim with a drive the other way. Diving try by the right fielder, but he can't make it the catch. That will score the run. Kim all the way to third. Third was offline and a little bit late. And it's an RBI triple for Hassan Kim. 3-run deficit. We go top 7 now. Matt Olson drawing a walk as his 13-game hit streak came to an end last night. He gets on base for Drake Baldwin, who had a 3-run shot his first time up. Not his first time, I'm sorry, his last time up. Loops that into center field. Doyle is playing rather deep, and he will watch it drop in front of him. 2 on. The tying run up to the plate, and none other than Austin Riley having himself a good start to his season. He gets a hanging breaking ball, and Austin Riley does not miss those very often. Into left. Those left field fans have gotten so many ball opportunities, but Riley with his second home run of the season. He loves Coors Field, and we are all tied up in the top of the 7th. The Braves come down from 9 to tie it here, and they look to take the lead. Big blow for Colorado, but hey, we're just squared away. It's not like we took the lead yet. Joe Jimenez is going to come on and try to keep the game right where it is, 5-6-7 for the Rocks. Ezekiel Tovar is going to have a base hit. I'm pretty sure that is his 4th hit of the ball game. And the go-ahead run is at first base. Ryan Ritter had a base hit. He's going to drop that into right field. Dubon's throw is coming home. Here's Tovar, play at the plate. It's a little offline and late, and he scores the go-ahead run. It's 11-10, and that's where this one ends. Braves can't avoid the sweep in Denver, and they will move on to Seattle. Seattle is the best team in the American League at 25-11, I believe, and things just didn't go the Braves' way at Coors. Couldn't get the bats going, and you can't really do much when all you do is hit solo shots. So Joey Wentz got demoted down to AAA. We'll bring up Hurston Waldrop. For some reason, he's been down there all month, but he has not made a single start or worked out of the bullpen. He's done nothing. So I don't really know what's going on in Gwinnett, but he's going to kind of get the call because, it's just a crapshoot at this point, just trying to fill in gaps. But that's what we have to look forward to. We will see Connolly Early make his Braves debut in the next episode. Kind of a long one, guys, but I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe as I post videos as often as I can. Let me know what you thought. There was a lot of change happening in this series, or in this video, and a lot of disappointment in the series. But other than that, y'all, we look to bounce back next time. Take care. See you then.